It's allergy season. Hi, I'm Ozark's first meteorologist, Tom Schmidt. And this is the time of year when we start to see allergies really start to tick up for many, many folks out there. There's a lot of ways to mitigate that. You can either take some medication. A lot of folks have some home remedies, or maybe some natural ways, like through tea or something like that. Maybe you have an idea of your own. But the bottom line is allergies are in full swing. Taking a look now at the currently allergy forecast for today, your Thursday, April 17th. Trees are high, and they'll stay high likely into next week as well. Weeds and grass right now are in the low to moderate category. Grass and weeds typically spring up as you go into May, and that'll be the case this year as well, as it is all year. Mold right now is low. We've been dry this week. However, we've got some rainy weather on the way for us as we go into the weekend, unfortunately right over Easter weekend. So we'll see our mold counts increase, but that rain, though, will also help kind of lower those other categories, trees, weeds, and grass, a little bit lower thanks to the rain this weekend, but not gone. Okay, so winds today will be cranking out of the south at 30 to 40 miles per hour. This will increase the allergies for today. It'll help spread the pollen around a little easier. Just blow it around, pick it up off the tree, and send it somewhere through the air. So pollen counts will be rather high for today and for your Friday. All right, trees being the main culprit, but again, there'll be some grass and weeds mixed in there as well. That's for today and tomorrow. Then we go into Friday night, through the day Saturday, through the day Sunday, with rain wrapping up Sunday evening. We'll see rain through and through Friday night through Sunday afternoon. That will help, again, kind of push down the allergy levels for us here locally for the pollinators, for your trees, weeds, and grass. However, the added rainfall will probably increase our mold spore count, especially as we go into early next week, probably Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, looking at some higher mold counts. And then we'll start to see the trees and the grass and the weed counts begin to rise again with, again, some sunny days on there for Monday and Tuesday. All right, so pollen season is here. And again, there are several things you can do to kind of help yourself against pollen, but you'll first kind of want to know what specific allergens will be high for the day. Like I said, today is mostly focused on trees, but you know what? Grass, weeds, and mold, they all produce pollen and thrive, and spores in mold's case, and they thrive under different weather conditions. We kind of touched on that just a bit in the forecast. For example, mold and dust mites, folks have allergies there as well. Mold thrives when humidity is higher. Meanwhile, tree, grass, and weed pollen thrive during dry and windy days, helping spread out their pollen. That's what we're dealing with for today and for Friday. Now, for areas around Springfield, there is, believe it or not, a pollen count that is measured every day here in Springfield from the Greene County Department of Health. And that will show you which allergen is high, moderate, or low for the day. So for today, that data coming from there, from the live data collection at the pollen measurement here in Springfield, trees were high, grass and weeds were low to moderate. Mold is pretty low for today. Now, forecasting allergies, like we've kind of talked about, relies heavily on the weather forecast. Allergies will be highest on days when you have high wind, all right, low humidity, mold being the exception on that one, and generally warmer weather, because then plants will start to produce a bit more pollen when it's warmer versus when it's cooler. So conversely, days with light winds, higher humidity, mold especially, and cooler temperatures lower the allergy impact, except being for the mold count. That's opposite there on the humidity. Now, quick temperature changes from warm to cool, or vice versa. You get a cold front to come through the area, or a strong warm front to come through the area. Flipping the switch on the temperature train, that will also kind of lead to an increased allergic reaction for many folks. So big temperature swings. And in the springtime, we see that quite a bit. It tends to taper off in the summertime, but by then you're just dealing with a bunch of dust, and we don't like that. Now, there are some steps you can take on high pollen count days. Okay, well, over-the-counter allergy medication is probably the easiest way, if you can take it, to mitigate your reaction for the day's pollen. Some other tips: if you're working outside, you get kind of dirty, or you spend a lot of time outdoors for the day, it's suggested that you go indoors, shower, or change your clothes after working outside. That'll help kind of wash any pollen or particles off of your body and off your clothes so that you're not still around that type of environment. You can also shut your windows on high pollen days. That's more of an obvious one. Avoid touching your eyes, right, on those allergy days, and then also use high-efficiency filters, air filters, for your HVAC systems at home. That one's kind of a no-brainer as well. Other options, more natural options, to kind of mitigate some allergy symptoms. You can also look for certain foods, vitamin C, and something called quercetin, also supposed to help with allergies for some folks. You can also have certain types of herbal teas, ones with ginger, chamomile tea are said to help as well. And then a saline solution for a nasal rinse just helps clean out any kind of congestion and clean any pollen particles that may be stuck in your nasal passages. Kind of helps just rinse those out, give you maybe a fresh start. And then there's also, you can buy a humidifier. Those work as well. And staying hydrated, just drinking water and fluids is also a good way to keep your body up to speed on fighting against allergies. All right, so again, we are in full swing for allergy season. Mostly trees for now, but they're in the high category, and they're going to stay in the high category from here through about, well, probably June, if not beyond that. Grass and weeds are on the upside. They're increasing as time goes on, and when rain comes, and it's looking like there will be a lot of rain this weekend, your mold count will then increase with that. So it's allergy season. The signs are here. Sniffing, sneezing, coughing and runny noses, itchy eyes, all come in common. So there's some quick tips for you, some tricks you can use, and just ways you can help kind of mitigate your own allergy reaction, as allergy season in the Ozarks lasts from about early to mid-April, sometimes late March, all the way through until the last frost of the season, or the first frost of the fall, going into usually late October. So here until about November, we'll be dealing with some of those allergies.